I went to this chaotic art shop in Jeju City to look for gold and silver paint. I got distracted by all the other materials, of course, but I did in the end make my way to my favorite corner, acrylic paint tubes. The paints I chose are these iridescent colors from Golden. I use a lot of their paints in my art and trust their quality no matter what. At home, some art mail had arrived. Prints from Heidi Lustig or Violet Portrayal. I love her graphite portraits combined with bright colors, layers of symbolism and adorable animals. I've been wanting to decorate the wall behind my desk, but prints don't stick well to it, so I'm still trying to figure out how to make it look nice. Honestly, I've been kind of drowning in work lately, in a good way. I finished a series of character portraits for an amazing science fiction storytelling podcast. That was such a fun project to paint, and I've got a lot of footage, so in this art vlog, I'm also asking for your advice. Do you prefer shorter videos focused on single paintings, or vlogs that show a wider variety of work and paintings in process, but are maybe less structured or less organized? I honestly enjoy filming and editing both, but I'm drowning in footage that I'm not quite sure what to do with. You may have seen me sketch in past videos, but today I wanted to practice painting. Honestly, I'm much more confident when it comes to line drawings than anything with color, and I've been putting off going back over some basic, simple exercises. Personally, acrylics are my favorite painting medium. They dry quickly, the paintings are easy to store and take care of, and they keep me from overblending and force me to be a bit more decisive. I especially love mixing them with different mediums. My favorite is the Retarder medium by Golden. Just a single drop already slows down the drying time. I also have quite a few open acrylics by Golden. These are more fluid than the heavy body paints and also have slower drying times. So I just like to combine them with my regular paints and feel like an alchemist while painting. As I go through this painting process, you might notice that I don't actually blend my colors a lot. I personally prefer just layering them with some transparent paints to let the lower layers shine through, and also create interesting brushwork as I go along. This layering approach also helps me think in steps. Like I said earlier, I'm not yet confident in my painting skills and struggle keeping value, hue and saturation in mind all at the same time. So painting in layers gives me room to explore, see what works and change up colors as I go along. If you look to the right side of the painting, there in the background, you can just make out my color palette. You can see that, at least for small paintings, I don't pre-mix colors, but continually add new paints to mix with what I already have. That may look tedious and is definitely something that I only recommend on small formats, but it's, again, to let me think as I go along. This mint green background was a fun challenge to paint on. Green is the complementary color to red after all, so it really changed the perception of the reddish to beige skin colors I was mixing. They looked completely different on my palette compared to the actual painting, and I deliberately left some of that greeny hue uncovered even for the final painting. I'm using two of my favorite brushes here, a long flat by Rosemary and a round Da Vinci brush. The long flat is part of the Eclipse line by Rosemary, which is very soft but still has a lot of tension. Just the ideal mix of strength and tension and softness to use acrylic paints. The longer hair makes sure all the paint stays in the upper half of the brush, no matter how much pressure I use. The rectangular form works well if, like me, you're a bit of a hesitant painter and want to force yourself to carve out shapes and angles in your work. This is a size 3, but I would love to get some larger sizes for when I'm not working on tiny formats like this. Then the Da Vinci Forte Basic brush. This is just a great all-rounder, I'm constantly using it. I've now had it for nearly 2 years and it's still in amazing condition, despite me kind of abusing it a lot as well. I used it here in the beginning for the rough shadow layer, almost like a brush pen, and then again towards the end to add more dynamic brush strokes and details. After finishing, I first applied an isolation coat. This isn't always necessary, but using different types of paints, the Liquitex green for the background, the open and heavy body paints mixed at different ratios, they can have slightly different levels of gloss. An isolation coat unifies everything to a smooth satin finish. After that has dried, I used the Iridescent Gold Coarse paint on top of a simple colored pencil guideline. Like the name says, the coarse paint feels gritty and grainy, but looks especially shimmery at the end, like golden sand or dust sprinkled on the painting. I found that applying the paint in little dots and then connecting those gave me the most even look. After that, it was time for varnish. The small painted panel reminded me of a ceramic tile, and I wanted to emphasize that with a smooth, shiny finish that would also enhance the golden paint, so I used Liquitex varnish in high gloss. Over the days that I was waiting for the multiple layers of paint, isolation coat and varnish to dry and be finished, I went on a bit of a practice marathon. I loved painting that small study and wanted to explore more, so I added gesso to some more small panels as well as a small canvas. Now I have a ton of new work in progress paintings that I really need to finish. Let me know if anything stands out and you'd like to see the painting process. If this eye painting looks slightly familiar, it's actually the same reference that I used for my Arachne painting in oil pastels. The concept for this study is a closer look, Here's the final art tile of this eye painting. The original is available, and I love how the glossy varnish turned out especially. I hope you enjoyed this small art vlog, and let me know what you're painting or sketching. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon in another art video.